from Daniel says, Dear Woolshikage Kira and Patsuke Higashikata.
I can live with that.
A couple months ago, my friend finally got into watching Death Note for the first time, but when he finished it, his first thoughts were that he wished Light got away and sympathized with his ideals.
Your friend's a psychopath.
After trying to explain to him that you aren't supposed to root for Light at all, he finally realized that he was a monster.
That's good.
Has there ever been a show, movie, or literature that you recommended only to have someone miss the point entirely? I'll tell you what. Light, at least at the start, to me represents that feeling you get when you hear about, like, some asshole that
some grave miscarriage of justice.
Yes, right? And you're like, the system failed.
Yeah.
And the
now
victims...
it's time to put my skull shirt on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
The victims failed, and, yeah, now we gotta do it. We gotta do it ourselves. That's what he represents, right?
That's not what he ends up as.
But that's certainly not where it goes, exactly. And that beginning feeling is certainly where... that beginning feeling is kind of like... It's that base first reaction that you have that makes you want to go... Okay, you know when the dad jumps over the fucking bailiff to get at the murderer in the courtroom?
Yeah.
And everyone's...
And while that is wrong to do, no one's mad.
And
upset.
everyone's like, bailiff, take him out of here.
Remove this man from the courtroom.
At your pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the type of... It's that. It represents that part of your brain. And then you're supposed to override that with, like, no, you know.
Society and rules.
Yes, right. Well... That doesn't turn off for some people, I suppose, and then they follow through with Light all the way to the end, and that's not great.
I recently had a significant annoyance as a result of my FF14 streams, where there's understanding where a villain comes from, and then there's sympathizing with them.
Yeah.
And I was running into the situation that was the word-for-word equivalent of Griffith did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And people going, how could you not sympathize with this character? Don't you get it? Wouldn't you do this to livestock? And I'm like, you need to look at what you're actually typing and think for a second here.
Yeah.
Because all of you are coming off... You're trying to be compassionate, and you're all coming off as fucking psycho mass murderers.
Okay.
Like, when you watch... When there's a story... like Shadowbringers or Berserk or Death Note, and you hear someone come out and go, I don't get it. Blank did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You need to move away from that person fast.
Yeah. I mean, even if, right, everything else in Death Note, like, remained as is, there's an inherent problem. Like, your biggest... You don't even have to appeal to societal harmony and altruistic virtues.
Whatever, yeah.
To arrive at the conclusion that you probably shouldn't go the route of the Death Note, because wrongful conviction is enough for you to be like...
Mistakes happen.
You might heart attack somebody that did nothing.
Mistakes happen.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And if that person gets, like... If it's just a matter of, you're reported on the news as a criminal, therefore you gotta go... You know, then it's like...
So that story makes way more sense when it takes place in Japan for a Japanese reader.
When the conviction rate is...
When the conviction rate is 100%.
100%.
And everybody that goes to jail is guilty.
If you get caught, then that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting caught is guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, but now put it in the context it was written for. You're like, you know, hey... And then you get the people who are outside of that context and go, well, it's totally worth it anyway.
also, framing somebody is like fucking...
The best. Frame somebody of shoplifting?
This world rules.
They just drop dead. Bam!
This world fucking rules for framers. Yeah, 100%. You know, so... There's that problem, and then... But what the stories usually are supposed to do is take it from a place where you can sympathize to a place where... then they go too far, or
It's supposed to be that the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
yes, Light Yagami didn't want to start killing cops, but then he did.
Those cops had to go.
He was standing in the way of justice, right?
What are you gonna do?
Fight justice.
What?
A really great recent one is, hey, you know who had a pretty shitty deal?
Who?
Killmonger.
Yeah, he had a terrible deal. He got screwed over.
And him basically going, yo, Wakanda, fuck you,
Yeah.
is super warranted.
Totally.
You secretive assholes.
Worldwide race war.
But then you take it over. and you
Worldwide
start-
race war.
No, but 1 + 2 does not.
Equals a worldwide race war.
You didn't get there. Okay.
Race war forever.
No. You know, that's what it is, man. Like, so yeah, the whole sympathizing thing is like, if the story does its job, there's gonna be a point where they swerve where you can't follow.
You're like, okay,
yeah.
okay, wait a second.
Unless from the get-go you're just all on board,
Which is its own problem.
or if the story intends it, like Ocean's 11, you never for a second want to see them get arrested.
Why not? Still, let's rob it.
Rob
the thing. Come on.
Like, George Clooney's so smooth, he's smiling and dancing. Let him rob the place.
I want to rob the place.
Let him rob the place. Just let him steal the money.
Steal it. Who's gonna lose the money? MGM Grand?
Casinos, all the insurance.
Oh, who cares?
Just crime.
Just come on.
Let him
Oh,
crime.
come on. It's fun. It's like Lupin.
You know, yeah, 100%.
What's Lupin gonna steal this week?
Big crime. Super on board for the crimes of Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
You might even get a story where you pick your character select street in the beginning, crime or no crime.
Yeah.
Like Infernal Affairs.
Yeah.
You know, or The Departed. What do you want? Which version of the story you want to go with? Crime?
Yeah, crime.
All right, we do the crime one.
Okay, crime's fun.
Feels good.
Yeah, let him do the crime. I don't even know which character you're referring to when you say crime or no crime in Infernal Affairs.
I mean, part 1.
Yeah, but which is the crime person? Which is the not crime?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. Anyway, so that's how that's supposed to work. But if you don't get off the ride and then the credits are rolling, you need to stop and reevaluate your own systems of justice and
you know,
belief.
this story's really awakened something in me. I think I should write a manifesto.
Just because you're an asshole and you write for a long time doesn't mean we need to call it a manifesto.
That is a fantastic quote that I hope people actually use in the future. You have cut to the heart of that shit. Good job.
You know, the first time when they did that because of the Oklahoma bomber.
Yeah.
They did that and put it out so that they could help find the piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of putting it out.
Yeah.
Not just to be like, hey, look. Anyway.
And then they found him.
And then they found him by doing that. Because it had a purpose.
And he was like, "Oh, you got me."
Because there was a reason. Anyway.
I think his brother turned him in or something.
Exactly. Because he recognized the writing.
Yeah.
So there was a point to putting that out there.
Yeah.
And not just fucking selling newspapers or whatever. Anyway. All right.